got the blues. I got you singing, ooh, I don't know what to do.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, this little corner of the internet where we have fun, we vibe, we're weird, but we're honest and we're vulnerable, and it's just a cool part of the internet. So welcome. Today we are going to be talking about how I got an offer from Cambridge University. That is mad. But beforehand, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you like and you subscribe. I am going to be posting every Thursday every week from now on, and you're gonna have so much content, so please subscribe. I'm holding this because in long talky videos I realized that I just do not know what to do in my hands, so this distracts me. Maybe like pink light stick. So first of all, I'm also looking at my notes down below, so I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm succinct because I am a waffler. Anyway, so first of all, my name is Jessie Mal, if we're being, like, you know, politically correct. So I got an offer from Homerton College to study natural sciences. Again, I specify offer, fingers crossed I get the grades and I actually get in. So I like to think of getting into university as like a big game, and you have little side quests that you have to do to lead you up to the point where you get an offer, and I'm going to be giving you those little side quests. We can treat this as a bit of a game. So the first thing, before you even start this quest, you need to decide, do I want to go to university or not? Are there other options? Could your course be done as a degree apprenticeship, a normal apprenticeship? Also decide on what course you want to do. I always think it's best to decide what course you want to do before you decide you want to apply to Oxbridge. I find it very weird if you pick the uni and then you pick a course. You should be passionate about the course that you take. For example, I applied to chemistry everywhere else, but I only applied to natural sciences at Cambridge, which may sound very peculiar, but the whole reason why I did that was because I wanted a range of different options for myself with the course. And also I was considering doing chemical engineering, and the TRIPO system in Cambridge would suit if I wanted to switch and change after my first year. So you definitely need to decide. You need to decide what you want out of your course. Do you want lots of lectures in your course, or would you prefer lots of practical aspects of your course? And where do you kind of want to be in the future? I know this may sound strange and maybe you're not thinking ahead, but also thinking about where exactly you would want to be in life may also help you pick a specific course. For example, if you know you want to work in the finance industry, maybe picking a course like economics or finance or will help you lead you to that direction. Also think about what type of environment do you want to be in when you get to university. So do you want to live in a city, like a bustling, vibey city? Do you want to live on a campus uni where everybody kind of knows each other? Do you want to be close to home? Do you want to be far away from home? Those are all things to consider. For me, Cambridge is literally about an hour and 15 minutes by car away from my house, so it's pretty close to home. And all of my other unis, bar two I applied to, were pretty close to home, to the point where I could commute from home if I really wanted to. So also bear that in mind. So decide on a course and then search up the entry requirements and things you need. So for example, if you know that your predicted grades are ABB, in the nicest way possible, maybe Oxbridge isn't for you. Minimum have an A star AA if you are thinking of applying to an Oxbridge course, or specifically a Cambridge course. For me, natural sciences, I knew the entry requirement on the website was A star A, so I knew if I wasn't going to get that, it probably would make it more difficult for me to even apply. Also check if you have exams as well. For natural sciences, I had to sit the NSAA, and I'm pretty sure a lot of courses in both Oxford and Cambridge require you to sit an exam. So be aware that you have to sit an exam. Your school might help plan everything for you, but if your school doesn't, then you need to make your school aware. Hi, I have an exam for my course. How do we go about it? How do I register? Am I doing it in school? Am I doing it out of school? Things like that, because you could literally like not even like complete your application because you didn't do the exam, and now you've ruined your chances of applying to Cambridge, because if you don't do the exam, your application isn't complete and therefore you won't be considered for an offer. Start writing your personal statement. So I started writing my personal statement in July. and I feel like it's best to start as early as possible, because then you can send it to multiple different people, you can continuously add feedback. Do not leave it to like a week before, do not leave it to 2 weeks before. The deadline for Cambridge is October 15th every year, it never changes. So don't stop doing your personal statement October 1st. One tip I can give you about personal statements is that if you don't have enough space on your personal statement to add maybe some clubs that you did or some school things you participate, because Oxbridge personal statements have to be very academic, and I feel like personal statements should be a whole other video because there's like a whole technique to it. But the tips I can give you is that if there is no space to add like some of the extracurricular things, ask your teachers to put it in your teacher reference. That's a smart one. Like, I was allowed to look at my teacher reference and I was like, miss, can you tell them that I did so because I couldn't fit it on my personal statement. Another thing is that when you are writing Oxbridge personal statements, try to be unique. So try and think of things that would make you stand out. I spoke about molecular gastronomy, which is an aspect of like the culinary arts that uses a lot of science. I talked about a book I read and how it led me to this point. Secretly, it was because I watched Food Wars, and like my favorite character in Food Wars is Alice Nakari, and she uses molecular gastronomy, and that's what led me down that route. But they don't need to know that. It just looks like I'm just really passionate about chemistry. So the exam, honestly, that exam I did was horrible. The timings were horrible. I was too confident. I kind of looked at the general gist of the exam and I was like, oh, I already know this shit. It's just like my course. So I literally gave myself a week to prepare. And I remember doing my first practice one and I just sat down. I was like, I'm so finished. So definitely give yourself a month or a little bit more to prepare for this practice exam. Know the structure of your exam. Honestly, I came in thinking I knew the structure, but not realizing they had changed the structure for 2020. So I went into that exam like thinking, oh, I'd have a calculator section, I have this section, I have that section. It wasn't like that. And I remember so shocked. And the guy that was invigilating was so sweet. And then afterwards, when he collected my paper, he said, how'd you find it? I said, I think I'm screwed. And after that exam, I definitely thought I did not get into Oxbridge. And then I got an email for interview and I was like, interesting. I kind of lead it down to my personal statement being chef's kiss. I do not put it to the exam, but definitely give yourself time to prepare, be familiar with the structure of the exam, and practice little and often, because a lot of the time it's to do with a skill rather than your knowledge. Next stage, the interview. So I had mock interviews set up by my school, and I'm not gonna lie, my mock interviews were worse than my actual interview. Obviously because of COVID, I had to do my interview online. I literally had COVID when I did my Cambridge interview. I literally had COVID. I was self-isolating and I was on my computer. And one of the tips is, I guess, show your personality a little bit. Don't be afraid to crack a joke. Even if it's not funny, if you laugh, you will just seem like a bright, bubbly person. I remember I was getting something wrong. And then the guy asked me like, oh, like what? Why do you think you're correct? And I was like, but the fact that you asked me that question in that voice tone tells me I'm not correct. And he started laughing. So my English teacher in year 10 always told me that if you are interested in applying to Cambridge, the lecturers and the tutors want interesting and interested people. So even if you know you're the most boring person on the earth, try and make yourself seem interesting. Obviously, try to stay on topic, but be nice, be super friendly. Don't be afraid to laugh, don't be afraid to crack a joke here and there, because genuinely the interview is not about the knowledge that you have or like your demeanor per se. Like there's not like a checklist of correct things to answer. It's more about they want to see if your personality and your learning style is suited to the teaching style at Cambridge, the specific tutorial style, and that's what they're there to see in the interview. So if you can kind of think out loud, show that your thought processes, reason, ask questions, so that you can kind of grasp the general topic, and then you'll probably do fine in the interview. If you are struggling with that kind of thing, like speaking out loud and adjusting to that teaching style, then probably it's an inclination that Cambridge might not be for you, because a lot of your lectures and tutorials will probably be taught in that style. So if you are struggling to grasp what they're talking about in the interview, and they normally teach you concepts that you've never done before, so if you're struggling to grasp that, then maybe Oxbridge isn't for you, but who knows. One of my final tips is to make sure you are happy with your second choice or your insurance choice. And the reason is sometimes people are unlucky. They can have 3 A stars, the most amazing personal statement, have a really good interview, and maybe the lecturer, the person doing the interview, doesn't think they're perfect for the Cambridge universe, the school. So do not be disheartened. Make sure you are incredibly happy with your second choice. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because you will be disappointed, and you could be disappointed. I really don't hope that you're not disappointed, but it's a reality of life. So make sure you're super happy with your insurance choice. I was so happy with my insurance choice that when I got my Cambridge offer, I almost rejected Cambridge for my insurance choice. That's how happy I was with my insurance choice. You need to be that level of happy that if you don't get into Cambridge, you will not like hold it against yourself, because you're like, oh great, I'm so in love with my second choice that it doesn't really matter. Life is kind of so many twists and turns. I genuinely thought that I would not get in. I remember opening that email in the middle of a lockdown, and I had masters, and I looked at the email, and I was home alone by myself because my dad had to do essential travel. And I remember opening that email, and I was like, I actually got in. I really got in. And I remember, and I texted my friend, and I was like, guys, I actually got an offer from Cambridge. And they like screamed, and I remember it made me really happy. It was like it used to like make me tear up, and I started tearing up because I was like, shit, like I actually got in. And I really wish that if this is the path for you, and if this is the uni for you, that you get that kind of experience, and you get like that sense of joy and accomplishment, and yeah, it's just an amazing feeling. So I wish you all of the best of lucks. If you have any specific questions, please comment down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and pray for me so that I actually meet my offer, because I will upload this video and it'll be a bit embarrassing if I don't. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you some tips and advice, and I just hope you found the story interesting, and I will see you guys next week, Thursday. Bye bye from me and my Blackpink light stick.